Okay, so the idea really is taking like let's just say F G and A minor 7. So these shapes here that you know pretty well. I'm not playing the fifth or the first string in this case. And I'm just trying to make like a groove. That can be whatever the groove of the day is for you. Maybe that's the groove. And through the process of you establishing that groove, well, you're just naturally programming that sort of visual component of seeing the chord that's going to be next, right? You're going to see the G when you're on the F, for instance, and then you pick a string. In this case, I just started with the highest string that I'm voicing, and I'm trying to play a note in the G when I play the F, and then a note in the G, I mean, of the A when I'm on the G, right? Because that's from the G, and that's from the A minor, and all of a sudden you have movement. And then I would maybe, if you're adventurous, you go down a string. That was everything on the second string. You try the same thing on the third string. That's kind of neat, actually. And then, so again, you're just borrowing from the neighboring chord. The next concept is the idea of like an open string, right? That's opening the G string. Then maybe you try opening the second string. Not as good, but you know, at least you can try it, right? Then the next idea was like, well, maybe just changing, subbing out like the last chord. So instead of this A minor 7, you do the just standard A minor down here. And you hear it's the same thing, but it sounds a little bit different, or that one sounds a little more settled than the higher one. It just could be that the melody dropped and it's feels more satisfying, whatever. But you have an alternate way to play the same thing. So, and being in a certain neck position, like being up here, for instance, is going to make you think differently than if you end down here. And keep in mind, with my little like groove of the day, is that there's a lot of space on that A minor. Maybe I'm up here and I do like little, you know, pattern 4 stuff, right? I got time. If I end down here, I don't know necessarily the scale. Let's say if I didn't know what the scale was, I would just maybe pull off you know, do an open string or something, or add my pinky here because I used that that's a note in the G. So the concepts all connect at some level. And then the final idea was like this shape here. It's just kind of the money chord, but it's like 1x3013. It's like a sus2. There's no third in this chord. So you can just move this to each of the same chord roots. You can move it to a C, which is great. And just play around with that as like a little variant, you know? It's got that real hollow, resonant quality to it. It's really neat. And then you can just put them all together. right? There's all sorts of overlap, but I think in the beginning, you're just trying to get the ball rolling, right? And so just play the progression until it feels kind of like it exists, and then just poke around just any one of those concepts. Oh, I'm going to lift off a finger, try an open string. I'm going to try to add a note from a neighboring chord because I see it in my mind's eye. I'm just going to go for it. And all of these things just eventually start to guide you. And then you stop watching Seinfeld.